Easy, delicious, practical. Yet another use for leftover chicken. Chicken wraps. I'm going to start with the dressing, if you want to call it that. It's more like a highly flavored infused mayo spread. Grate some pecorino romano. You could use parmesan too, if so inclined, but I prefer pecorino. Just about a quarter cup or so. Make sure to use the thin setting so it mixes well with the mayo. I probably used about half a cup or so of mayo. You can totally use fresh garlic, but I'm feeling lazy tonight, and I always keep a jar of minced garlic around for such occasions.
It's not that I'm lazy, I just don't care.
I really love basil, and I don't think there's such thing as too much. That said, use as much as you like. It really brings a fresh, spicy zip to the wrap, especially with the creaminess of the mayo and the saltiness of the cheese. This isn't exactly a chiffonade, as I'm going to slice it down the middle too. But it is an effective, efficient way to chop basil. Then add some dried oregano, or fresh if you've got it. I would normally add a bit of salt in something like this, but the cheese is plenty salty. Whisk thoroughly for a minute or so until smooth and creamy. Set it aside and break out your favorite greens. I often have hearts of romaine because I like the crunch, and this is perfect because I'm at the tail end of my supply and the middles are extra crunchy. Just think of it as a root vegetable. Cut it down the middle a couple of times and then dice it just like a carrot, or perhaps a stalk of celery. I always keep cherry tomatoes on hand so I can use just as many as I like without having to cut up a whole tomato. And they're great snacks too. But I don't like them whole, so I dice them up a bit first. And now the chicken. I made these a couple nights ago. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts, halved, brined, and then seasoned with onion, garlic, and paprika, blackened in a cast iron skillet. They keep for several days, and they're great for all kinds of things like salads and, of course, wraps. So we'll dice them up and set aside for now because my OCD kind of flares up when my prep area gets too dirty. So I'm going to clean it up a bit before I continue with the other ingredients. Plus, it makes for a much better video when you've got a clean surface.
Makes sense, don't it? Right?
Next, we'll slice some mozzarella. Try to use mozzarella in the ball form, or still in the brine, instead of a block. It really makes a difference when the cheese is soft like this. Not so easy to slice per se, but definitely makes for a great texture in the wrap. And now, tortilla time. I typically heat mine up on the stove when I'm making burritos, which I did this time, but not for very long. I don't want it too warm because we're going to spread the mayo, and it can get a bit weird when warm, so I warmed up the tortilla just enough to make it a bit pliable. You want the tortilla to bend, not break. Next, add all your ingredients. I found a few different recipes online, and many of them recommended laying out the filling like this, so I'm going to give it a go. Ordinarily, I would layer like a burrito, and I would roll it as such too, but several recipes call for this kind of roll, so again, I'll give it a go. It worked okay, not the most effective method, but it does make for a more visually appealing end product. And there you go. If not for the mayo, it would be pretty healthy. But certainly tasty enough to make you dance. Thanks for watching, everyone. And as my son likes to say, smash that subscribe button for more fun and tasty recipes. I'll see you next time.